Racial segregation has come back to public education with a vengeance. Welcome to Around Campus. I'm your host, India Sage, and today the topic of our segment is going to be on the University of Missouri. Currently at the University of Missouri, students were protesting against racial comments and series of events that have been happening on their university. With me here to discuss these social issues is MOCA-Men of Color Alliance Corresponding Secretary Landon Bailey. Welcome to Around Campus, Landon.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Is this your first time on the show?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is beautiful. This is great.
So how have you got adjusted?
I've adjusted well, you know, being under the lights.
It's a bit hot.
Yeah.
That's all right, Landon. Let's get into the heat of the issue right now. Right now at the University of Missouri, there are many social issues that are going on, especially racially. But before we hop into that, let's backtrack. Let's talk about MOCA and the Men of Color Alliance going to the Million Man March.
Yes, we did it. We attended the Million Man March back in October on 10/10.
Yeah.
It was a great experience for all the men. We actually had members of the movement and MOCA attend this event. Took buses down there, but overall the experience was great. It was nice to see a large group of African Americans come together and really just be peaceful, especially with all the violence going on in the world. Louis Farrakhan had a great speech. I also have representatives from Charleston from that incident this summer, from Ferguson. Mike Brown's family came, and also representatives from Trayvon Martin's family.
Wow. So you brought up very powerful stories, the Trayvon Martin case, the Michael Brown case. All of these men were targeted, all of these men were gunned down and they were killed. And that brings me to the situation happening at Missouri. Did the students take it too far with their protests, or is this exactly what they needed to do to bring attention to this light before someone else was gunned down? What do you know about the story at Missouri?
For what I know, just recently their president has resigned due to him not taking affirmative action with some of the racial incidences that have been going on campus. And the students have protested, students, teachers, people of black, white, all races, they've come together and they really protested against it. And even the football players, they even said they're not going to play in the game until some of these incidences have been taken care of.
And you actually just spoke about the graphic that's behind us, University of Missouri football players standing together to stand up to this social issue. I want to ask you, do you believe that the racism at the University of Missouri relates to any African American men, the issues that African American men are facing today?
Yes, I do. Just African American men, we've been struggling for a while. Personally, and then also, you know, within our society.
Yeah.
You know, we have to work 10 times harder to get to where we want to be. We have to worry about people judging us. So, I mean, as far as what's going on today, I really do think it does relate, and I think it's great that people are coming together, especially students, because older generations, they've always done what they had to do. You know, the first Million Man March 20 years ago, and then this one. So it's about time that we have young people in our generation actually stepping up to the plate and taking that initiative to really go out and stand up for what they believe in.
And being in the Men of Color Alliance, do you feel that you have a social responsibility to speak up at times of these, especially when another university is going through something? It may not be at our university, but how do you feel about that, and how do you represent through your organization for this issue?
Yes, I feel as though it's definitely very important for us to speak up about it, because as the Men of Color Alliance, we're an organization that really pride ourselves on living up to the highest standards for black men, and people look up to us and people expect that from us. So, and then also we expect that from ourselves. So when we hear about issues like this, we make sure we address it right then and there. We come out, we speak out, we bring people out. I know members from the movement. I spoke briefly a little bit about the movement earlier. I know they had came together in a circle over by the wellness gym, took pictures. Everybody wore all black. That was nice. Had actually a large crowd of students come out, more than I expected. So just not just us, but then also being here at HBCU, everyone needs to be aware. Everyone needs to come together. We all need to be knowledgeable about what's going on, not just certain groups.
Absolutely. With situations like these going on at HBCUs, one of the biggest struggles for HBCUs is maintaining diversity. And with having to have such a diverse campus, do you sometimes feel that you have to be silent on certain issues within the African American community because you don't want to come off as racist, or you don't want to go opposing the university's diversity's claims and laws and what they want to do?
Okay. Well, one thing about quote unquote being racist. I feel as though everything that happened in the past is what those people did in the past. You know, we can't sit around and blame, you know, some of these people for the things that have gone on with them. And, you know, in today's world, we have to really stand up and have courage. You have to say what you want to say. You can't sit around and, you know, slur your words for your audience just to try to prove a point, or just not to make someone feel bad or feel as though you're offending someone. Because you have to say what you want to do, because, you know, other races, they're going to say what they want to say about us. So why can't we also do the same?
Or at least voice your opinion.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we wrap up, I kind of want to know, you know, if there are University of Missouri students watching, do you have any words of encouragement that you would like to share?
For them, all I can say is keep fighting, you know, stick together, be strong. Unity is the greatest thing. You know, us as the African American race, we really just need to continue to just stand up and stand together, and don't be afraid. I know there's a lot of threats and stuff going on, but you cannot be afraid, and we just really have to just stick together, because it's one thing if it's one person, but if it's all of us, they can't stop us.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it on this episode of Around Campus. The main focus right now, coming from the words of encouragement from Landon Bailey, was unity. Unity is a core value for many HBCUs, and I hope that, you know, you could take something from this interview. I had a pleasure talking with you all, and I will see you next time on Around Campus.